Hi, I'm Jen Newton, registered dietitian at the Skylights Wellness Center. We're back in the kitchen today to look at preparation of a chili lime cod, and we're going to make it with some garlic zucchini noodles. So I chose this today for a couple of reasons. One, it's something that's quick and easy, has few or little preparation, quick cooking, there's few ingredients to it. So that's one. And as we come up to the summer months, the quick time that it takes in the kitchen is very helpful for us in our busy lives, and it minimizes the amount of time that we have to actually heat up our kitchen while we're cooking it. The second thing that I really appreciate about this dish, or this meal, is that it helps us meet the recommended 2 servings per week of fish. And I think that's very important. I think sometimes fish can be a little bit intimidating to us, not sure how to cook it, not sure what to do with it, I'm not sure how to tell if it's done, so hopefully we can answer some of those questions today. We're choosing the frozen cod fillets today, so these are individually wrapped. The reason I like this is because we can use as much or as little as we need. So for somebody who's struggling to fix food for only 1 or 2 people, and most recipes are fixing 4 to 6 servings, this is a great way of helping us to be able to prepare just what we need. So if you're just feeding 1 or 2 people, taking out 1 or 2 fillets, versus if you're cooking for a larger group, you can use more fillets with that as well. You can also use fresh if that's your preference. Then we're also going to be using this little gadget, which is a spiralizer. So we're going to be using this to make our zucchini noodles. And again, I just want you to see how quick and easy it is and how it comes together really quickly as a meal. Okay, so we've thawed our frozen cod fillets, and I've done that under cold running water. We can also do that in the refrigerator. They're pretty thin, so it doesn't take a ton of time for them to thaw, but you can always take them out the morning of when you're going to use them that night, and that should give them plenty of time in the fridge. So I've got a little bit of olive oil here. I'm just going to lightly brush it. I don't want too much, I just want enough to kind of coat the fish. I want to kind of coat it on both sides because I like to put my seasonings on both sides. And once I've done that, I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper. So I've combined both the salt and pepper in my little dish here. Season it to taste, so if you prefer a little bit more pepper, by all means include more pepper. And then once we get this done, we are going to generously coat it in some chili powder so that we can get our chili lime out of it. So again, this is to taste. If you prefer a little bit lighter on the chili, again, you can reduce the amount that you're using. I like to give it a good overall flavor. And now that we've touched the raw fish and also touched our seasoning can, we're just going to want to make sure that we clean this too before we put it back. So after it's nicely seasoned, I'm going to transfer it over to a baking tray that I have just lined with parchment paper. And again, that's just for easy cleanup. And then I'm going to put this in the oven. My oven is heating up to 425 degrees. I'm going to cook it for about 12 to 15 minutes until it's done. After it's done, we're going to squeeze it or cover it with the freshly squeezed lime juice. Oftentimes the question is, how do I know if my fish is done? Generally, a good rule is if we can flake it with a fork, but if we really want to be sure that we know that it's done, we can use a meat thermometer, and we want to make sure that the thickest part of it is heated to 145 degrees. So we'll get this in the oven, and then we'll start on our zucchini noodles. So now we're getting ready to make our zucchini noodles. So we're using just a basic spiralizer with this, and to prep the zucchini for it, I've washed it and cut the end of it off. And it's really, literally this easy. And here comes our noodles. And so we're just going to continue to spiralize the entire zucchini. We're going to end up adding it to the pan and adding in, using our garlic press, we'll add in 2 cloves of garlic, add a little bit of salt and pepper, and just really lightly cook them. But again, so super easy to use. You can pick these up at just about any store in town. Okay, so we've added our zucchini noodles to our pan that we preheated with just a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add a couple cloves of garlic. And again, you can adjust this to your taste. If you like a lot of garlic, go ahead and add away. Then we're going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And again, season to your taste. Now the key with this is not to overcook it. So the zucchini noodles don't take a lot of time, and basically all we're 3 to 5 minutes just to make sure it's heated through. If we overcook it, it'll get too soft and really break down and get mushy, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Another option is we can do is dump it into boiling water really quickly, but I like the flavor that comes from being able to add in the garlic and a little bit of salt and pepper during the cooking process. So we cooked our zucchini noodles until they're just crisp tender, and the garlic that we added to them just added just such a great flavor to them. So we put those on our plate and then added our fish once it was done cooking onto the plate as well. I did temp it to make sure that we were over 145 degrees, and then I'm just drizzling it with fresh lime juice. So delicious, it smells so fantastic. So this is a really quick and easy meal to prep. Doesn't require a lot of cooking time, very few ingredients, and things that you can really adjust to a portion size based on who you're feeding or how many that you're feeding. I really encourage you guys to give it a try. Check us out on Facebook for other videos and other ideas, and check out your local farmers market for what happens to be available right now in season.